Welcome back. Today we are going to make one of the Indian household favorites all over the world called mutton biryani. Biryani basically has been throughout the years made with mutton. Nowadays it's getting made with chicken, vegetables, fish, and any other ingredient. But originally, biryani was mutton. We have the ingredients list. So first of all, we are going to start to soak good quality basmati rice, long grain. Soak it in drinking water for about half an hour. Wash it well before that, and drain and keep it ready after half an hour. Then we prepare the mutton, which is bone in, maybe leg, and chop pieces mixed, and keep that well washed, drained, and just pat dry before you add the marinade. We're going to marinate the mutton first, because that has to be kept away for about an hour. So we add to the clean, washed, and patted dry mutton ginger garlic paste and turmeric powder, some red chili powder. You can use the normal red chili powder, or if you want a good color, red color, then you can use the Kashmiri chili powder, degi mirch, followed by seasoning, salt, because you want that. And if your mutton is a little tough and a little old cut, then you probably need to add a spoon or two of oil, otherwise not required. The plain yogurt will do the trick. After the red chili powder, we add coriander powder. Now you can have the biryani made with this masala as well. It's a blend of what you like. You can keep changing it, like turmeric powder, chili powder, the quantities, coriander powder. You may add cumin powder less, or you may add royal cumin, which is shajira, and blend it accordingly. We're going to use biryani masala in the main cooking. So we're going to marinate now. We added the beaten curd. That's about 100 gram of beaten curd to about 750 gram of mutton. We mix that well and let that seep through. And the curd actually basically tenderizes the mutton over a period of 1 hour. So you want to keep it outside, not in the refrigerator, for a good tenderizing effect. Now we're going to add chopped coriander leaves, fresh coriander leaves, washed, cleaned, and chopped, and some mint leaves as well. Similar process, cleaned and chopped. Then you give it a good mix and keep that aside for a good 1 hour. Just cover it up. Don't keep it in the refrigerator, because the tenderizing effect is not as good if you leave it out at room temperature. So while the mutton is tenderizing and getting soft, getting the flavor, we're going to prepare the ingredients. So first of all, we need sliced onions. We're going to prepare the sliced onions and then cut it up. Potatoes peeled and cut into halves. Of course, we have used biryani masala by Lucky or Laziz, chopped green chilies, whole garam masalas, peppers, large cardamom, small cardamom, cinnamon, bay leaves, and some chopped tomatoes. We keep all the ingredients ready. Heat up a pressure pan. We're going to do it in a pressure pan. So this is a different biryani. We are not going to use the dum method of different layers. We're going to easy home method, and my personal favorite. I do not like very much the flavor of arranged biryani. The dum biryani, which is made on a range, I really think the flavors are absorbed by the rice well in this, which I'll mention to you why later on. So we add oil to the hot pan, let the oil get hot, and add the sliced onions. Now here I cut the onions crosswise instead of the normal sliced onion, which is the Indian style. So this is more or less a bit of a Chinese style, but I do it because the onions sort of when they become golden, they hold their shape, and you can see them when you add it as a garnish. We fry it well in medium flame so they don't burn, and get it to a nice golden color. Even if it's a little dark brown, it's okay, because that will give a good color to your biryani gravy. We drain that, strain it out, squeeze out the oil, and take the onions out into a bowl and keep it aside. We're going to use 3/4 of it for the gravy of the mutton, and 1/4 we'll keep aside for garnish. Once the biryani is done, just sprinkle on top before serving. To the remaining oil, which is flavored with onion, we're going to add a tablespoon of ghee, asli ghee as they call it, the real ghee, or basically to give you the aroma, the flavor, and the richness to the gravy. To this we add all the whole garam masalas, that is whole spices, which is large cardamom, small cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, black pepper, and bay leaf. We add that when to the hot oil when they start sizzling and crackling. We don't want to burn them, we're going to quickly add, stir it a bit, quickly add the tomatoes, the chopped tomatoes. Tomatoes start sizzling and frying a bit. At that time, you can soak the dry masala, the biryani masala which we are using. We're using a variety called Lucky, which used to be called Laziz before. I prefer this because it's got a very subtle flavor and nice aroma. We add, after the chopped tomatoes, we add the green chilies, chopped green chilies, which we saute in a little bit before we add the moistened, soaked biryani masala. Biryani masala, as I said, you can have your personal choice. You don't really have to have the ready-made, but I keep changing because it changes the flavor each time we eat. That's what you want from biryani. You don't want the same flavor every time. There's so many biryani varieties all over India, and each one of them have their uniqueness. You can also create your own variety. So here we're going to just after adding the biryani masala, we're going to just sort of, we soaked it because that's where the water, when it absorbs to the dry powders, it sort of gets more flavor, and it helps to cook faster. And what we call bhuno, it's easier to bhuno then. So we are going to just keep adding little water and keep bhunoing this masala till it sort of releases all the oil, and that's a sign of that the masala being cooked and not raw anymore. We're getting a nice aroma by this time, so we're going to add half the potatoes, the cut potatoes, and fried a bit so that the potatoes get a bit of a fried skin on the outer surface and a coating of masala. The flavors will get in, as well as the seasoning. You do this. At this point, you can add some salt as well, so the potatoes get a bit of seasoning, or you can just fry it and do that later, because anyway it's going to get steamed inside the pressure cooker. Once the potatoes are a bit got a seasoning and it's got a coating of oil and masala, we're going to remove them out. Just take them out in a bowl one by one, and reduce the flame of the gas so that the remaining masala doesn't burn or get more brown. Once we remove the potatoes from the gravy, we're just going to add the previously marinated mutton, which we have kept aside before. Just add that along with the whole marinade. Don't want to waste any of the marinade at all, because that is what is going to give you the body to the gravy. Remember, all the ginger garlic paste, curd, and the remaining masalas which we marinated are all there. Chili powder, turmeric, coriander powder has all been used there. So this is what is going to give you the richness, the spicy flavor to the biryani. Some people prefer biryani without any spices, like in Lucknow and some parts of Calcutta, West Bengal. You can do that as well. Just add chili powder or green chili, and maybe turmeric or without turmeric. It's your choice. Over the years, I've gotten to like spiced biryani a bit, so I put my spices. And we're going to add the 3/4 of the brown onion to the mutton, and just keep frying it, stir frying it, and keep scraping the bottom so that more or less it doesn't stick. And when this is done, we're going to just put the lid of the pressure pan on, and may want to add about a cup of water, so that just to ensure it doesn't stick. But it's better not to add water. Cook it on a medium or a low flame so it doesn't stick, and cook it for about 4 steams. And let the after the 4 steam, just put off the flame and let the steam escape, and then open the pressure pan like we've done now. You can see the oil has come right to the top. The mutton fat is also melted. At this stage, you want to just check the mutton for its doneness, soft, the way you like it, or you want to cook it further, do it for another steam, one or two more. Just stir it, and sort of make sure there's no masala stuck to the bottom, so that the biryani doesn't burn. Now you're going to add the drained rice, which is well drained, dry, and keep frying this in the mutton gravy. Now this is where dum biryani has its cons, and this has got a really good pro, because each rice is going to be coated. Yes, it's not going to look like white rice like in normal biryanis with orange color, green color. We're not going to do that. We're not going to use color. We're going to ensure that each rice or a basmati grain absorbs the flavor of mutton and the spices we have cooked it in. And that's what biryani is all about. And I know it's not done in pressure cooker, but then at home, this is a very good way of getting really good biryani flavored rice and really good biryani in the long run. So we're going to keep frying this rice on the masala till about the rice starts to sort of stick slightly to the bottom. We keep scraping the bottom, and once that feeling comes that most of the excess moisture is evaporated and the rice is slightly fried in, you want to fry the rice, because then the rice will not break when it cooks, and it remains whole, just like a kind of a pulao which we make at home when we fry. So that's the way when we do it in the pressure cooker, we just want to fry the rice a bit so it doesn't get overcooked with the steam. Once that is done, the moisture is mostly dried, then we add the fried potatoes which we had kept aside, partially fried with the masala, and just mix that in before you add. At this moment of time, you want to put in a pan of water to warm. Just get the drinking water to slightly hot so that you can add it here. Now, very crucial is the measure of the rice of biryani which you used and the amount of water. So we have given it in the recipe, so just have a close look. You don't want to go put excess water. You don't want to soak the rice excess because you go wrong, because this is exactly, it has to be measured. Then only you will get the right separate grains of rice which we get at the end. So we add the hot water. Why hot? Because if it's cold, it's going to take more time and the chance of rice getting overcooked. So we have to add warm water so it quickly boils. Adjust the seasoning. So I tasted the seasoning. Because of the rice and the mutton curry, the seasoning will be required more. And in the beginning, we added a little extra salt, but still you want to check at this level after you add the water and adjust the seasoning. Give it a good mix. Get all the rice and the masala scraped off from the sides into the center, and just bring it to a kind of a simmer. Put it on high flame. Once it starts simmering, you can cover the pan, put the pressure lid on, and put the steam on, and reduce the flame to medium. So that they don't stick, the rice doesn't stick, the biryani doesn't stick at the bottom. Once the lid is on, you want to steam it. Just before putting the lid on, we can just sprinkle the remaining coriander leaves, a little bit of chopped mint, and a little bit of 4 or 5 leaves of fresh mint leaves whole, and just sort of give it a garnish and a good flavoring of mint when it comes out. You don't want to overdo with the milk because you want the subtle flavor of the biryani, but the mint gives a very nice touch to biryani. 3 steams, let it rest, full steam escapes, then you open the pressure cooker. You're just going to open it now. Surprise. Here we go. There you have really separated grains biryani. Each rice you can really separate it and you can count them, the grains literally. And the mutton is soft. The potatoes, you can see it's a full bodied biryani with a lovely masala flavoring, and it's the whole house is more or less, my kitchen is filled up with the aroma of the masalas and the whole spices. Now you want lightly to just turn the biryani from bottom to top and top to bottom. You can see just about a little touch of the rice, a little browning at the bottom. That's what you want. That means all the moisture is dried. You don't want it to burn. You just want a touch of brown. And there you have. The biryani is ready to serve with piping hot with raita, bundi raita or vegetable raita. Thanks for watching and enjoy. Enjoy the biryani. Don't forget to subscribe, click like and share to your friends and comment. Bye. Till next time.